What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Living Blessed, the podcast. I'm your host, Joevan J. Palmer. And as always, we got special people sharing transparent and vulnerable moments on today's podcast. I got no other than Miss Kayla of ATL Bodyworks today. How you feeling today, Kayla?
Wonderful. How are you?
I am great. It is amazing to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming today.
Awesome.
And I'm ready to find out about your life.
My business.
I won't be all up in your business today.
Okay.
But go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Hi, my name is Kayla. I am here in the great city of Atlanta. I am the CEO of ATL Bodyworks here. Originally, I am from a small town outside of Pittsburgh, PA. It's called Aliquippa. However, to me, I'm a transparent AT alien. I've been here since I was 12.
12?
Yes, Atlanta's home.
Oh, so you're pretty, yeah.
I've earned it. I'm a PA Peach.
PA Peach.
Yes.
So, what was life like growing up in Pennsylvania? I know, of course, cold.
Really, it was.
Really cold. What was life like?
It was different. I was fortunate that my mom was a registered nurse.
Okay.
So I had a nice upbringing. Gotcha. I was a spoiled brat. I have a sister, and she's older than me. And at the time, my grandfather, and I went to a Catholic school. Mm-hmm. Most of it was a great life. Okay. However, as I've shared before, when your mother works third shift, it's a lot of trouble you can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, I did have I had a great life.
Good.
You know what I mean? There were obstacles. Mm-hmm. There was molestation, unfortunately, that happens. But out of that occurrence, all is well.
Got you.
All is well.
So you mentioned molestation, and my heart goes out to you because I'm a victim of childhood molestation as well. What exactly, if you don't mind, or if you, however far deep you don't mind going into it, how did it happen? Who was the person, and what were some of the challenges that you faced during that moment in your life?
One occurrence I remember was a babysitter. Mm-hmm. She was female, and I was extremely young. Then as I got older, when I went to go and stay with my father, because I was acting out, you know how you go stay with your father. Unfortunately, my father was a man that was on drugs, so he wasn't the best person to send me to. However, I do understand it.
Right.
That was terrible. That's as far we'll go with that one. That was
Cool.
terrible. That was terrible.
Yeah.
So, however, all is forgiven, and God rest his soul. But
gotcha.
That wasn't the move.
Wasn't the move. So, as a child, transitioning from mom's house to dad's house, what were some of the pros and the cons of transitioning back and forth?
No, he wasn't in my life.
Okay.
I was just cutting up, so she was tired of my behind. So she sent me.
Got you.
However, when she got word, she immediately came and got
you.
From there, I was put in a facility to get my mind right. So I want to say 6th, 7th grade. I want to say going into my 7th, 8th grade year, I was in a facility for quite some time. Getting my mental health together.
Gotcha.
But yeah, she came and got me. Yeah.
So how was it inside of the facility? Because I've worked with kids who've been back and forth, in facilities, and some say it was a good experience for them. Some say it wasn't so great of an experience. But for you, what was the experience like?
She had great insurance.
Good.
So it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I do remember. I've never seen her again. There was a fantastic counselor named Miss Evelyn. And in one of the groups, that's where it was all kind of revealed, the things that had happened. My mom knew, but not to the depths.
Yeah.
And it was rough because she was ready to lose a license and go kill some people. But
As she should. That's what a mom should do.
Yeah. So it wasn't. I mean, it was like camp.
Gotcha.
And no disrespect to anyone that's been in a facility and it wasn't good.
That was your experience.
That was it was like camp.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was like camp.
So as you're growing older, because you're saying 6th, 7th grade around this time, you're about, how old are you in 6th grade? Like 12?
12, 13.
12, 13 years old? It's about 12, 13, like from preteen to teen. What is life feeling like for you outside of being in a facility?
I'm a hot mess.
Really?
The only good thing about it is, like I said, I got an allowance. I was spoiled. I would go down to Walters every week and buy the fresh cake. Walters is downtown Atlanta. It's a clothing store at the corner. Walters is the shoe store, and I would go to Walters and always buy some fresh kicks.
Okay.
So I was like
a big allowance.
Yeah. It's like $50 a week, $200 a month.
Wow.
So, yeah. 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 And she meant well. I think sometimes it was maybe a little more extra because, maybe.
Because she's working an overnight shift and just, maybe, do you feel like she was trying to like overcompensate a little bit?
Yeah, my mom bought me. Yeah, definitely. Okay. That's how she showed her love.
Got you.
And I really, I know it's from a genuine place. It's just not it's not a good choice to do to your children.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for several years I was a dressed up garbage can. So you can play the part because that's even as you unfortunately come up in the church, image is everything. You have to look, and that has been a blessing and a curse for me because there's times that you're always wondering what others are thinking. How do I come off? Like, just be you, just relax.
So do you believe it was hard for you to kind of just transitioning through life, trying to just be you and trying to still be mommy's girl and still just kind of overcoming the obstacles of life as well?
Yes, because my mom's critical. But like I said, she just wants the best. She's just very critical. So I, for years, never thought I was good enough. And then when I dated, I bought my boyfriends because I had some money.
Yeah.
So I bought my boyfriends. Then when I really started getting into money, they didn't have to do nothing. I was one of them chicks that was taking care of the dude. It was, I don't know why, but I did. Very well. Y'all know y'all was well kept. But so, but I did. I did.
Okay.
And it was to keep you too. It was the insecurities that I had. A lot of things I didn't. I'm okay, but I didn't really deal with them.
Right.
It took years to really go in and say, okay, this is going to get ugly. You know what I mean? But when you come out, it's beautiful.
For sure.
Definitely.
So what was it like? So you saying growing up, you were a dressed up trash can. Explain that a little bit more to me in the viewers.
Wow. So, I started dating the young men. I like these like dope boys. So I'm a young lady.
You're a good girl and like the bad boys.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yes. Excuse me. Yes. I can only be me now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I liked it. Young men that weren't the best thing for me.
Okay.
So I grew up on what we call the South Side of Atlanta. And I liked young men that stayed off like Hollywood Road, Bankhead. And, it was just exciting because they were just doing a lot of things. It was like, wow. And that fast life, it put a twinkle in my eye. I liked it. You know what I mean? But it was funny because I shouldn't have been over there, but I learned a lot. And it was crazy because I met some really good people. I met some people that taught me a lot. I made a lot of money with some people over there. But I don't know, dressed up garbage can, I started using drugs. And I mastered well. As long as I can get my $300-400 weaves, I'm in 8th grade. Now it's looking like pony and poodle hair on my head when I look back at these pictures. The weave done came a long way.
At the time,
but
good.
you know, yeah. And like I said, I was spoiled. My mom, I dressed well or whatever, but I was miserable. I was unhappy. Cried a lot. I had suicidal thoughts. It's just, I think it was like I guess puberty, adolescence, just going through the changes.
Yeah.
Then I got pregnant at a young age, had my son, and now it's like, whoa, you have this little person that I have to care for, but I don't know what to do. Now, motherhood kicked in pretty well.
How old were you when you had your first child?
When I had my son, I was 17 when I had Paris.
Okay.
I was 17. I was turning 17 when I had Paris. And, you know, his father was an abusive guy, but we were young.
Right.
And I'm talking to you crazy. You talking to me crazy. You know what I mean? So I don't want to just make it seem like it was, I'm not saying no, let me hush. I'm not saying a woman deserves that. No one deserves to be hit.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you just can't talk to people crazy or do things and expect them not to. You know, like slapping somebody and you just, how dare you hit me back? You know, you hit me. It's fair exchange.
Yeah. So
some people take it to the extreme. Yeah. I'm reliving a lot of this as we're having this conversation. Yeah. You know, then I met some people, some friends that, you know, we're no longer, I'm in a different space now. Caucasian woman, Asian woman, and we started doing criminal activity. The money was great, in addition to having, you know, friends that did other things. So it was just like a nice enterprise that we were creating. It was good.
Yeah.
And during the 90s, money was great, good, bad, or indifferent. So yeah, that's.
So how long were you in that lifestyle?
Honestly, about maybe about 20 years.
20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I went to prison twice. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, in between that, attempting to get myself together, went to school. I mean, I got a degree, but I still like that fast money. And, you know, I even moved out of state a couple times, caught some cases there, because no matter what, you take you with you wherever
Trouble
you go.
always finds you.
You know what I mean? That's because you take you with you. But you're thinking, oh, if I moved, because you're still taking you with you.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's you. You know, it's always just you. And
it
took me a minute to really, get that.
Got you. So 17 child, you're living like a double, triple life of one being a mom, two being, you know, say call yourself a drug dealer, or
no, I was just the middle. When it came to that, I was just the middleman. I always made plugs, but no, I was into forgery, credit card fraud, identity fraud, embezzlement, things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So being the middle person, mom, and then kind of just living life in the fast lane. In a sense.
Basically. Yep.
How are you balancing that? Like, you know, as a mom.
Not the best way. The thing was, I made good money, so I might have to just hit it real hard a good 30 days, and I can lay down for a couple of months. So the thing is, my mom took care of my son.
Got you.
I always made sure if they ever kind of like ran up in the house, and I've had that happen before, to where I've had to actually just call and say, hey, Miss Such and Such, can you come get your son? Because I didn't want him to go in the system. You know, that's the only time someone says, I did deny my child at that moment because I didn't want him in the system. So she came and got him. And wow. You know, I've said this before publicly, you know, I don't know what it's like for my mom to go to jail. She never went. For my son, it was rough.
Yeah.
You know, we are in a great space now. It's rocky sometimes because I love the fact that he's seen my growth. But I was an angry, bitter woman, and he looked just like his dad. So I was rough sometimes. Sometimes I was abusive. It wasn't discipline, it was abuse. And I had to get myself together.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, nah, this, You know, I knew it's like, you know, sometimes you know that there's something going on with you, but it was like, nah. And then, you know, of course you go to the doctor, gonna give you some drugs, and that was cool too. But I wanted more for them. I just didn't know how to get to it. I just knew deep down there's more to me, but sometimes you just go with the labels. Yeah. This is who I am. You know what I mean? Till it gets uncomfortable. That's where the work is. When it gets uncomfortable. Yeah.
So as you know, you're in this space of uncomfort, just discomfort, shall we call it. You're raising your son. You and your son's relationship is slowly like, would you call it? Would you say it was dismantling in a sense?
Pretty much, because like I said, he was a baby. Yeah. And then when I came home, he was 3 going on. He was 3, and you know, he looking like, oh wait, she looked familiar. You know what I mean? And I still think about that aha moment when he's like, "Mommy," I'm like, "Yeah, baby, I'm home." You know what I mean? Because he would see me through the glass, or when I would have like the day room visits, I can hold him or whatever and stuff. But my mom was raising him. My mom and my grandfather. Yeah. So, you know, and it's not that I didn't love my son. I was just chasing the money more. I'm, you know, some people are like, oh, no, you're not thinking about the kid when you out there doing that thing. You're not. Mm-hmm. You're thinking about what it can do for them, but you're not, because you wouldn't be out there.
Sure.
You know, we're gonna sit down and talk. We're gonna deal with it.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. Like I've done a lot, and by the grace of God, I'm still here. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot.
Gotcha. So what was 17? What age did you first go to? Was it jail or prison?
Both. It started in jail. Okay.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I did. That was crazy. Friend of mine gave me some information, and it was unfortunately one of the teachers at my high school. I didn't know when you're in you don't care who it belongs to.
Right.
I didn't know where it came from. I left school. I mean, I had kicked out of school, but I used to be in the parking lot selling gas and jabos out the car. I wasn't doing lunch. I was getting to
so you was hustling for real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
By any means.
Yeah. Yes, a lot.
Get into it.
Yeah, you know, so I went to the mall and got jammed up, Cobb County, at the Cumberland Mall at the time. It used to be a really nice mall. And it was crazy because it was like division at amongst some of the teachers, because I was the good Kayla. Not Kayla, no. You know, it's just, yeah. So, you know, that was crazy. I got out of that. With the first offenders. And, you know, the tap on the wrist. Okay. As long as I can make bond, it is whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then that one time was like, no bond. It's like, what? Wait, did you hear what he said? Like, wait, what? You know, like my attorney, I love him to death still. We still keep in touch. He's so proud of me. But he's been my attorney since I was 17. Just keep him on retainer. Yeah.
To this day?
No, I don't have to.
Okay.
But he's so proud of me. You know what I mean? It was a situation, family got into some trouble. Gotcha. And I called him. You know, and he's just like, I'm so proud of you. But even then, he used to be like, stop, please. What are you doing?
You're working me too hard.
Yeah, stop. You know, but good man he is, yes.
Gotcha. So, what was life like incarcerated?
The first bit was like summer camp, honestly. This is before they built the facility that they have. It's called Metro.
Metro RYDC?
Metro wasn't built yet.
Okay.
We were down at, let me see. I should know this. I lived there. When you first started, we went to, wow.
Was it Wright Street?
No. It's in Hawkinsville, Hawkinsville. Well, the men are there now.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. At that time, the women would go there. It was a diagnostics because Metro wasn't built yet. And from there, I went to Washington CI. Oh, it's gonna bother me till I figure that out. Wow, I can't believe I don't remember that. Okay, but anyway, it's in Hawkins.
Okay.
No, Pulaski's in Hawkinsville. I don't know. It's diagnostic. Y'all Google it. And diagnostic, and then from there you go to, because the men are there now. I just can't think of the facility. And then I went to Washington CI, and I was there. What was it like? I mean, open dorm. I was in DeKalb County Jail before they built the new jail. Well, that's not a new jail now. Before that jail that's there, it was on Camp Circle Road or whatever, and that's open dorms too. Yeah. So jail for me at first was interesting because I didn't understand jail. I'm just buying cookies and chips, and I don't understand why they're really like having a hard time. That's commissary. That's for real. That's how you live. And I'm like, sure, you can have cookies, you can have chips. I'm not tripping. I don't eat this stuff. I think I was there about 4 days. You know, I'm not gonna eat.
Yeah, like
that fourth day, by the time that sack lunch looked good, I was hungry.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, at first she's, I'm not going to eat. You eventually, you surrender. You humble yourself.
Yeah.
And you get in line with the program. But yeah, it was. I got beat up in the county jail.
Really?
Yeah, I got beat up. Now, my kids know I got beat up. Yeah.
Do you know why?
Yeah, because it was some he say, we say. And, the girl said something about me, the other girl. I'm green. I have no clue. You know, I'm green. I don't know. Went to the bathroom, took a shower. Actually, she ran up on me with a sock, a lock. I got a scar in the back of my head. Yeah, she dog walked me. She did. I handled it now when I got to the real, because there was no way. Shout out to Brave Boy. I appreciate you. She explained to me, this, if you don't handle this, your entire being gonna be a problem.
Because they're gonna look at you in a certain type of light. Yeah.
She's like, ain't nobody gonna jump you. But because I was scared. I was. What do we like? She just beat me up. Like, wait, I really was in that space. Like, I don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had to shake that off immediately. Now, when I got down the road, I handled my business now. Yeah, I did. When she see me on the street, Kayla, you crazy. I know, but yeah. But anyway, that was my life. That was the space that I was in. You know what I mean? And it wasn't ladylike. A lot of masculine energy I portrayed off. I didn't, but I thought, I assumed that's how it was supposed to be. It's not cool. Yeah. So jail was interesting at first. And then I met some amazing people. I still have some friends now that I'll go check on from time to time still to this day, because they were with me at my lowest.
Yeah.
I do my best to elevate them, like, hey, but I still go and check on them. I'm never too big to go check on. There's two of them that I don't care where I am in life, I'm gonna check on those two. Because they were there for me.
Are they still incarcerated, or are they just in different parts of the city?
They're out and about.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're doing well.
So what was that moment for you in life where it just clicked for you? Where you say, you know what, Kayla, it's time to give this life up for a better life? Or was it a moment where you say, I tried it for a moment, went back to the life again. Because
I told you I did a second round.
Okay. Let's get to round two.
I had my daughter in 2000, and because I still that's how I was still hustled. I go to school, take some classes, go to school. You know what I mean? Just build up some credits and stuff. Had some jobs. Then I was working. Like I said, I got a great job. I was accounting manager in an investment group. I mean, I've had jobs. I've always had access, to things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like I didn't realize. You keep getting in some great positions, but you still
carrying that life.
You're still taking you with you.
I like that.
But, I had my daughter. We moved out of state. I was married. Mm-hmm. And I thought I had arrived, and he was the great everything. And I realized I married Satan's son. He was gay. I didn't know. That was traumatizing.
Okay.
That
So
was, you know, you can deal with a man with another woman,
yeah.
drugs, but that means you don't want anything I have. So that takes me back to as a child, I'm never good enough. I'm really not good enough now. I can't even.
I can't even please you as a man.
Yeah, and I never knew. I mean, there was no problems anywhere, at least, and yeah. But that, and then I decided to. I had nervous breakdown. It was just like whatever,
How'd you find out?
I came home early from a trip. I actually had stopped to buy a nice little outfit for him. And his business partner and him were, yeah.
Leave it at that.
From what I remember, I went to the closet and got the gun because I was gonna kill him. I had a moment of clarity, and I kind of remember being in a foyer, and I laid the gun down.
Speak up a little bit.
I laid the gun down, and I woke up in handcuffs. I'm on a bed. I don't
blacked out.
Yes, from what I understand, I was walking on the expressway. I don't remember none of that, and I thank God for real. I don't remember.
So you just remember from you grabbing the gun to you waking up somewhere.
No, I remember grabbing it and I remember putting it down. I walked out the house. I remember walked out the house. I was walking towards the car. I still see the car, but that's it. And then my mom was like, "Hey,
you on the expressway?"
And I'm like, "Where are we at?" She says, "Where are you doing? You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, hey, Mom." The guy comes to the door. Who's my husband? That's how I approach him now. He comes, he's flowers. I start screaming. She said, "Okay, but whatever it is, you got to go." Because I hadn't said anything yet. I stayed on drugs for quite some time because there were good drugs they were giving me. I didn't want to deal with it. I was embarrassed. I did not want to, if it was up to me, I would have stayed in that. I'd still be there. Because that, I ain't know how to come back from that. I wanted to die. I wanted to kill everybody. And like I said before, the first thing you think you have is AIDS immediately.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, I'm good. I don't have it. He was still safe while he was trying to figure himself out. But you think you got it, period. There's no, you think you got it.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like I started getting like tested every 30 days. After a while, when your physician sits you down, and I love him to this day, when he sits you down and says, "Who do you think paying for these tests?" Like, it was beautiful, him and his wife.
Yeah.
"Hey, you're fine. Go get some help." He was like, "Who do you think has been paying?" He said, "Your insurance ain't that good. Who you think paying for these? You can't get these many tests, but you've been through something so traumatic. I need you to get yourself some help and heal." It was me. It was his wife. It was his attorney actually on the speaker. Because they didn't know, what I mean? Like, that's not how you do things with HIPAA. And we had he spoke with his wife and we just developed a relationship. And it was just like, "Look, you're okay. Now I need you to heal." Because it was terrible. So, all these back-to-backs, it's like, but I keep getting up, And then, like I said, what brought me back was my son laid on my lap and Mommy come back to me. I had to. Now, he was a good stepfather.
Yeah.
He was, and I don't have any kids with him, thank God. But yeah, so that, and then my son was in junior high. You know what I mean? Like, and my daughter's little, she doesn't really remember much. But those were the things that, like I said, led up. So I met someone. I was working at a call center. I was a supervisor at a call center for a national big car chain. Met some people. I thought I found me a little protege. Let me show you. Girl, let me show you how to change your life, girl. You know what I mean? Because her old man was going through some stuff, and I'm like, okay, I done found somebody. She got it. Let me mold her.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna eat off her too.
Now you talking about mold her. You talking about mold her into the past
hustle.
life, the life of the hustle. Okay.
And honey, yeah, she wasn't cut like I thought.
She wasn't cut out for it.
Not at all.
Why do you think she wasn't cut out for it?
I don't know. As I believed her, she sold me. I believed her. I just know that I happened to be in the mall and she kind of walked straight. She was doing her thing. I printed up some work for an ID for her to do her thing. She wanted to go get. I had money too, though. You know what I mean? But I still was greedy.
Yeah.
So she's shopping. Oh my God, she's shopping. She walks up on me. I'm actually trying on, I think it might have been about maybe 7 carats. I'm trying on a ring. I'm going to buy me some jewelry. She slid so close to me and said, hey, they following me. Who's following you? She was like, them people. Now you got to mind me, I'm standing here with this, like, I said, hey, 1 second. You know what I mean? I'm like, so what you want me to do? And why are you here? I don't know what to do. So you telling me you just walk straight to me? Or like we doing this for real? I was like, sir, I'll be back. So we walking and I'm saying she's so close to me. She's really has spazzed out. I was like, so what did you do? So I'm walking, doing my best to play it off because I really want to beat you up in this mall because I don't believe you've done any of this. Fast forward. You know, they start talking. I can talk my way out of pretty much anything, but she just, you know, so they get us, you know, in the car together. I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Just chill. I got this. I'll make your, I'm just in that space. Like I'm still on, you know, just that mindset.
Untouchable.
Like, yeah. Hush, calm down. What? And I'm tripping like, is this for real? Because I'm like, what are you doing? So my truck, I had a Range Rover at the time. They can't get in the truck. You know what I mean? They're pissed off about it. Like, did you see the wheels on? I'm like, I'm really doing well. And we get to the county where we're going and she melted. She in the window, Kayla, I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail. Well, where you think? What are you? Before I knew it, they came. It wasn't long. Mm-hmm. They came in there and running some things down. And I had took her with me out of town to see some people. And I didn't realize with her running her mouth, she kind of started putting things together for actually to do some things. So I had to explain to my partners, you know, I miss them, but I can't deal with them no more because I involved someone in our situation that wasn't solid.
Got you.
You know, thank God I was not killed, but I mean, you got to own up to it.
Yeah.
I brought someone that wasn't a good fit for this and they ran their mouth. So I got cut off from that. You know, even if I see them in the street, they don't know me. I don't know them anymore. And we used to kick it and have a great time. But yeah, she wasn't cut. She was not.
Wow. So I want to circle back to you finding out about your husband. And it's not more so to talk about the situation, but more so as in some advice that you would give to a young lady or a woman who may be experiencing or have experienced that situation and who hasn't overcome something like that. Like, what were some things that you had to do to kind of overcome at that moment in your life?
Well, honestly, there were no signs. I'm not even going to sit here and try to, none. I've been through this like a fine tooth comb. Mm-hmm. He wore it well. Realize it's not you. It's not you. He was doing the best he could to do the normal thing. It didn't work, I guess, for him. He had said previously he had experience in his past. There was counseling. You know, you must get counseling. You have to. They didn't tell a lot of people for years, like, we just not together. You know, I didn't want to talk about it for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Now it's like, whatever, you know, but I would say get the counseling. Like, get the counseling and you got to heal yourself. But you have to also look at your part in certain things. Did you, did you do Did you do everything that may have been required to you? Because I feel like if I'm in a situation, I want to know that when I walk away, I did everything possibly to do my best and to be my best.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will half butt it, we'll say.
Right.
You know, and then be like, oh, it was you. No, I want to always walk away knowing I did everything I could. There were some areas maybe I could have been better. But yeah, it's a growing phase. And I just realized we weren't really a good fit. And I grew up in church. I wanted to just be married so I wasn't shacking up. So there could have been some signs I missed.
Yeah.
But the way I went about it, you know, I wanted to do it the right way. And now I will never do that to please someone else. You know, I know what the words say, but I'm not going to get married to have sex.
Gotcha.
Period.
Gotcha.
We're not doing that.
For sure. I feel it. So let's fast forward back to the young lady. She's not made out for the life.
Oh, man, you just made me want to find her.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. It's a new Kayla.
Yes, it is. It is. Every now and then, y'all, she come out, but I'm a work in progress. Yes.
So she's not cut out for it. What was the end result of all of that? Besides, of course, you know, the crew that you was kicking it with, you can't kick it with them.
She cut a deal.
Okay.
I was looking at 45 years.
45?
I was looking at 45 years. Now I'm out of state. I'm not in Atlanta when this goes down. So I was looking at 45 years. Now I've never ran from anything, and don't snitch. I was going back and forth to court from here, going up there, going to court, going here, going to court. And they just wasn't really budging off these numbers. I'm like, come on, man. But it was because I was habitual. Okay.
So they were adding up with the stuff back in Atlanta,
just
to wherever you were.
Past, you know what I'm saying? Like this is your thing. I'm like, come on, man. You know, because there's a couple states like I said, I was doing it. We was moving around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I won't see my kids. I won't see my son graduate. I won't see my daughter. I'm like, yo, wait a minute. Hold on. Like, come on now, you know, and back and forth. And I remember, I think I'm going back and forth because I was just, you know, putting it off behind me some time. And I remember, like, I called my mom. I said, you on one bond, I'm on the other. I don't know if I can do this. And she said, I love you. You know you can't come here. And that's because I'm not going to bring that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That element, you don't know how they come in and no. She said, but I support you, whatever you do, but you got to figure it out. Fast.
Mm-hmm.
So it was time to just basically come back to Atlanta. And I got my, you know, court date and stuff, mail, and I was like, so I was on a run for a couple of years. I was on a run. Now, in the meantime, I am going to school. I mean, like, that is what really made me say, get it together. Because if they catch you, when they catch you, this may help. And it was crazy because I know it was nothing but favor, because all you had to do is, if you know where my kids are, you're going to find me. That's just one thing about me. I'm really into my children. You just follow my kids. You'd have found me, but it wasn't enough. But what helped is I have, Lord rest her soul, my best friend is deceased now. She used to work in law enforcement. So I knew I was I knew what was going on. My name was ran all the time. They were running my name. So I knew, you know what I mean? So I had my little, you know, I just had my little program together. So I knew. It's one particular day, because I had already got that degree, came back home, and and I wanted to get my massage license. And I decided to go into East Point and get my background check. Now, had I not said I was from out of state, I would have been fine. We decided on a date to go. She ran my name. I was good. somehow, and it was just meant, this is how it was supposed to go. That next day, it went live for a nationwide warrant for me. So we in there, and it's just taking a little bit longer, and it just feels weird. So I seen how the lobby start getting crowded, and how, you've never been in trouble, I'm sure, but they start looking, and you start seeing more officers appear, and they whispering, and I just I act like I didn't know her. So I walked over to her and dropped my keys and kicked them and bent down. So, excuse me, man, when I said, I love you, tell my kids I'm sorry. I said, today's the day. She's like, no. I said, be quiet. Just take the car. I love you. And I'm trying not to tear up when I think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? I backed away. That's when they called my name. I stood up, and they was in there deep. I was like, it's just me. It's just me. It's just me, and that started it. So I sat on Rice Street for quite some time, and I was fighting extradition. And they back and forth, and the holidays came, and then it's like we got 10 days to come get her. Finally, because we're going back and forth. They keep putting it off. And finally, it was longer than that, because good gosh. In 24 hours, it was here to give me the marshals and everything. So when you fly out, first of all, you don't fly nonstop. Now you got to realize, I know people in the A. So that was humiliating. Because, when I got locked up, it was the summertime. When I guess it was like winter, I had on linen, and the marshal, she was cool. She gave me her jacket, because it's a male and a female. And you walk through Homeland Security a little different than it is for, civilians to kind of check in and go through. And one of my buddies, Kay, he's trying to walk toward me, because my hands got the handcuffs over here. He can't see him because the jacket is covered the front way, like, and he like, Kay, and I'm just, and I'm just shaking my head like, it's so good to see you, and he's like, oh, Kay, oh, wow, you know what I mean? So then you go, and when you get on an airline, they take you on first. You go all the way to the back. The most humiliating thing is the pilot has to get off where he is. He has to come back and see who's on his plane. That was humiliating. That, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was like, at first, when you're not going to have no problems. Well, first of all, we're not going to have no problems because I'm not going to embarrass myself at all. I'm a female. I'm still a lady. I might be in cuffs. But yeah, like, no, we're not. And they were cool. We went, and you don't do a direct flight because, I guess security purposes. So we went from Atlanta to Dallas and this one. We just went a couple places till we got to our destination. And I realized I wasn't going to see my kids anymore. Mm-hmm. And, that was that true moment. So being in, the county there is different because you're locked down 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
So, I had time to think and start mentoring to the young ladies, because now I'm really a different Kayla. Mm-hmm. I'm really different. So, I go through that by the grace of God. A lot of things didn't stick, and I think he was just working it out. And I had to lay down roughly about 5 years total, including county. It was 4 years, but county time. Now that was an experience. That place was wow. But anyway, that was crazy. But I came home different, and I was ready. I remember being in my cell, and I said, I don't want this no more, because I was mad at God. I was pissed. And I grew up in church.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
What was the reason you were upset with God?
Because I got caught. So I was still in that bag. I was upset because I was really working hard to change my life, and this happens to me. how could this happen to me?
Right.
You know, I'll still, and till this day, I'll say it was, you know, we could still get the radio, and I had my headphones on. Steve Harvey was still here in the morning, and it was Steve Harvey that really helped me get back to my roots, because he would speak so much life, and I was just mad. I didn't want to hear it, but then it started really penetrating my heart, because I know that word, and I started really picking my Bible up, and and it was just that moment one-on-one where I cried out. I'm talking about it's rough.
Ugly cry,
yeah. Okay, and I said, whatever your will be done, I'm done. If you can just get me out of this, I won't. I'm done. And whoever I can help, I will. I last month had a moment where it's like, okay, it's time to go back into prisons. I don't want to. Still a little. I can go to the county, but it's something different about prison them door, because you really locked in there, and I just couldn't be in there talking to the ladies and be like, oh, let me out. You know, I couldn't have a moment like, okay, it's time to go. It's been here too long. I need to leave. I need to leave right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I gotta.
yeah.
So I feel it's time. It's time. It's time to go. It's time to go back. And, you know, I want to open up some things and see if there's a program where I could teach the ladies, and, you know, men as well, but just the ladies to be like, you know, sis, yeah, it's a better way.
Yeah.
I've actually found it. It's a better way. And I have an amazing mentor who's really helped me put in the work. Shout out to Brian Bean. Brian has really helped me dig
Great
deep.
guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Really outstanding. Yeah, definitely. I know Brian from middle school.
Really?
Yeah. And Brian was always that dude that was serious. He really is who he says he is. He was always a good guy. Yeah, he was always a good guy. Yeah. So yeah, he's one of my business partners too. But yeah, it was just about change. And then, like I said, after divorce, I wanted to do something different. Now, mind you, I'm on the run while I am going to massage school.
After you get out?
No.
It was before when you went to apply.
Yeah. So I've done the schooling, because I was just going to get the license, but I was still on the run. Remember, you know what I mean? But I went to the Atlanta School of Massage. It changed my life. I just thought I was going to do, you know, something, a quick trade.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was going into a mind, body, and spirit school. So I was able to heal tremendously. And then the effects of the body work, that's what it was. And then I went to there's various modalities you can get into with massage. Anything I learn, I like to pay homage to that homeland or that country. I love it when natives are like, ooh, it's like I'm at home. And some of these countries I've never been to. So I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the body work, the emotional releases, the techniques, like I said, and I've just been fortunate that when the state of Georgia, you know, blessed me to get my license. And so that was off to the races. I was like, okay, I can work now. You know what I mean? I can work. Let me just do my thing. And I've always worked in luxury, you know, so I don't know about the other, like, you know, there's nothing wrong to the massage MVs or whatever, but I've just never worked in that space. I mean, eventually I want to have chains like that. But I've always worked in luxury, secluded areas, you know, the 1-2%. So I've always had access. And I just started learning. Some corporate CEOs, I got a notebook where I've had two gentlemen in my life that came into the spa where I work, and they were dropping gems that I was literally like, do you mind if I write this down? And they look up, I was like, oh, you serious? Yes, sir, I am. So far as like some stock areas, just some tidbits.
Yeah.
So I have a notebook where some of the greats have gave me some amazing information. And they're like, if somebody told you talk to me, they would probably say I'm a butthole. It was like, you just make me comfortable that I want to, you know, I'll give you that. Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow. So now you're in the healing space after, you know, in a sense, going through
my own healing.
Your own healing, your own trauma after trauma, and going through your own healing through healing others.
Yeah.
in a sense. So now you're healing others, and what's the transformation that you want people to get from you as you are not just rubbing on their bodies and, you know, getting the kinks out,
I don't do rubs.
Sorry. My bad.
It's massage.
You're massaging their body, and you're, you know, because I got my first massage. We talked about it.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about it. And it was the day after we had talked about me going.
Yep.
And I didn't realize how beat up I was because it hurt. Was it supposed to hurt?
First of all, what's your water intake like?
It's all right.
That could be it too.
It ain't like the best.
That could be it too. And then like, now for me, I'm into boundaries. You know, first of all, I do a workup. I want to know, you know, what's your lifestyle? What's your life like, first of all, so I can have an idea of the activities you do, so the muscles and stuff like that, the stretching. But to me, it's like dating. Like, your body don't know me. It's stranger danger. I don't know you. Like, let me get to know you. You got some therapists that want to just go like, this just occurred. I just met you. Why you? Don't beat me up. You know, the first time, then, you know, after a while, the body is like, because I'll tell you, hey, there may be areas that you're like, you know, get in there. If there's resistance, I'm not welcome. I'll come back to it. Usually by then I can have my way, and then I just go in there and just. So
if I'm not saying anything to you though, how do you?
It talks to me. The body talks. There are emotions in the muscles. You know, when we're kids, you know. Yeah. You know, when we're excited. Right. When you on the job, you can't say what you want to. You're excited, or your old lady, old man. But you know what I mean? That's years of that. When we're driving in traffic, where a lot of people don't even realize how tight these attachments are.
I already know.
So, you know what I mean?
Steering wheel be at it.
Yeah. I mean, before I start a session, I anoint my hands. I'm always guarding and grounding myself. For one, because energy is for real. Some people walk in, and then the thing about it is, for me, that's my table is my altar. And that's to me a living sacrifice. God has placed that person on my table to service them. I don't know what a lot of people are going through, especially a new client. And all I do is, you know, let me be the vessel. Whatever they need, whatever. I remember I was blessed to work on words take that. And he was like, I was in my head, like, how did she know? I don't know. It's truly a gift. You know what I mean? I just allow myself to be open to receive. So whatever I need, I can give to the client. But I mean, the painful service you had, I'm sorry. Lots of times, but you were tender afterwards because you're realizing, for one, how tight you are. And also that water intake is everything, because we're flushing out toxins. And if you ain't got the water to go with it, it's just kind of like stuck. It eventually will. That's why we always say, you know, you want to drink before and after.
She did mention that.
I would suggest do not eat. The thing about it is, after you guys eat,
I think I ate right before
we're stimulating your digestive tract. Sometimes some things happen, you know what I mean? But sometimes it can be uncomfortable because you're trying to relax. You might have the BGs, you know, bubble guts.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think
back. Maybe not for you, but you know what I'm saying? Like, some people just like, ooh, excuse me. Yeah, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is, like I said, now for me, after a while, I'll just take the sheet over your head so you know what I have to deal with. You know what I mean? So next time we won't have this problem. But most of my clients, don't you start. Okay, so you making me want water.
I mean, you talking about drinking water, and I told you before we started, like, I'm about to come see you.
It takes time, because depending on your lifestyle, some people can't just drink a whole gallon of water or whatever, and then like the first 2 weeks are rough because your body's adjusting and you're in the bathroom like every 5 minutes, you know what I mean? But you can slowly work it up. Water is really good for you. You know, some people would be like, oh, I need it flavored. I don't know. For me, if something's good for me, I don't care what it tastes like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, definitely. Yeah. So I'm thinking that is probably what happened. You know, the water intake, things like that. That's just like me servicing, you know, I've said it on IG, Rotimi. Shout out to the greatest guy. He likes it hot. It's like 80 degrees in the room. He likes it hot. You know,
80 degrees getting a massage.
And then because I had posted one, I was looking a hot mess. I was like, I don't want to post. I was like, nope. I wanted people to see that, in 80-degree sessions, he likes it hot. That's good for your muscles too. You know what I mean? It helps.
That makes sense,
it does.
yeah.
It's good for your muscles too. You know what I mean? And he works out a lot, and then being on tour and stuff like that. But yeah, most conditions are not that uncomfortable. I do have my table warmer on, but I don't. Yeah, it'd be hot.
So we can call you a healer.
I am. Under the Native American Church, I am a CPT2 Thai yoga practitioner. And what it says on my certification is that I am a therapeutic healer of the laying of the hands. That sounds dope. I like that. Yeah.
They do.
But under the scope of massage, they have to be separate because that's Ayurvedic.
That's
medicine. Ayurvedic medicine.
Okay, explain that.
Ayurvedic is more of
like a natural
natural healing, holistic,
okay.
More the Indian culture, just a way of living, eating. And then under the scope of being a Thai practitioner, not Thai massage. Some people get that confused. This is an indigenous body work. This is thousands and thousands of years of indigenous body work to where I can talk about nutrition. I can talk about diet. I can talk about emotional health. Now, that's not nothing under scope of the massage. That's what a MD doctor does.
Yeah.
So you have to be very technical because I can't be sitting around, yeah, Kayla says she healed me. If a doctor hears that, they can call the board on me. Really? However, I have my federal card and but it's under Thai. If I've done everything I'm supposed to, I'm protected, but I just keep them separate.
Gotcha.
I don't really offer that, but that's the body work that is amazing.
That's what I want.
Well, we have to get someone to relate a table. I can do some on a table, but when you put it on the mat and it's a lot.
Listen, your secret's safe for me.
It's awesome. We might. Okay, I would. Yeah, cool.
That's
definitely.
The one I want because
definitely.
as a healer, and you're massaging out toxins, and you're massaging out traumas, and massaging out pains, and years worth of buildup. What are some of the things that people are saying after these experiences, and what are some of the things that it's going through your mind as you're pressing these things out?
Well, I'm actually having a conversation.
So you're actually talking to somebody during it?
In my head. Like,
okay.
We're not out loud.
Yeah,
quiet.
Okay.
It's hi. I'm introducing myself. You know what I mean? Am I welcome here? Am I welcome here? There might be some areas that are like, oh, girl, where you been?
So the mind is speaking.
Where you been? Where you been? Then some places say no. I mean, like, no. Okay. I'll come back. It's not time. I'll go work another area. You know what I mean? Like, we'll say I had, I shared before, I had a gentleman that would, this is when I was down in the Serenbe community. I had a gentleman, he's successful entrepreneur. His wife, I didn't know this at the time, his wife had cheated on him. After 20 years, he found out she was having an affair. He came in, get a service. He was doing 90-minute, but he was doing like every 3 days. He did 3 sessions. After the 3rd session, he was like, man, thank you. It's like, cool. He said, no. He said, you helped me. And he said, my wife's cheat. I found out my wife's having an affair. He said, I was going to kill her. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You want some water? Sit down. You want some? Hold on. Whoa. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. And he said, yeah, your work, I feel lighter. I feel like, thank you. But that thank you was so heartfelt. Like, he was serious. Like, I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? I hear that, and then, like I said, a couple months down, that he came down, he brought her to meet me, and the way she shook my hand, like, thank you. Like, he told me what happened. Thank you. We're happy. We're getting counseling. I was like, oh wow, like, okay. I have had 1 or 2 grown men, if I work maybe a hip area or like that low back lumbar area, they've had true emotional releases. Like, Kayla, I cry now. I don't know what this is. And I was like, do you feel safe? You want me to stop? No, I don't want you to stop. and they're bawling. And one shared, he realized he never talked about him being molested at 6 years old. He's in his 70s. And it's like, wow, like this is, I love my sister to death. I work my sister's shoulder. She just, why am I crying? Just let it go. You know what I mean? Let it go. She won't let too many, I don't think she lets anybody else work on her. But, when I get in my sister's shoulder, that's her space. There's areas in your body that you're carrying. Not everybody has that.
Yeah.
But some people that are really, really dealing with that. I've been called a witch before. I had one lady that she wound up really sharing some things, and she got pissed off at me because she was like, I didn't come here for that. She was like, you witch. I said, I'm called many things. Glad she didn't call me something else. But I was like, okay. I mean, but you could tell when she came to the door, it was heavy on her.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to reach out to make sure she was okay, but I was like, you know what? God bless you. I've done, I'm right at the mark of almost 18,000 services in my career.
18,000.
These hands, yes. So it's time for a staff. These hands, yes.
Wow.
And like I've said, I believe that I know of somebody just, either complaining or whatever. I'm about at 5. I've heard 5 complaints, and I think my track record pretty decent. If it's just, I think honestly
5
about
out of 18,000.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure those complaints were more so just something going on with them that they just didn't agree with the healing.
Or sometimes it might just not be a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If it's something that you're not a good fit, I know one guy, he wanted deep work that it was like, I'm not gonna hurt myself to give you what you need, but he wanted me to put my elbow like in his neck. That's too close to an artery. And then after I realized he's a neurophysicist, so it made sense. He worked for NASA.
Yeah,
I get it.
He stressed all the way out.
Yes, they sent him away for 2 weeks. Down to the community. They sent him away. That's when I was like, yeah, but they scared you're going to do something or you need a break.
Yeah.
But I couldn't give him what he need. Like,
right.
And there were some gentlemen, male therapists. They was like, oh my God, it's just a lot with him. And so I think there's other therapies he could have, or he could be just sadistic. He might just like pain. There's some people that really like pain, yeah. So, I mean, I'm okay, like, because some people might not like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that happens. Okay, I just don't take it personal. It's just not a good fit, but I'll do my best to find someone that can accommodate what you need.
Yeah.
I will do that much for you. But yeah. So yeah, that's my crazy life.
Wow, Kayla. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, for sure. I know it wasn't easy. It's never easy, telling your entire life to the world.
I'm getting better at it because I want to. It helps me heal. Too.
Absolutely.
Because there's some things it's just like I said, something we talk about. I'll be like, oh wow, I'm like in that moment, like yeah. Oh yeah, it's a lot. But I, with my children, they know the good, bad, ugly.
Right.
I just never, and as I grow and as my career and business take off, I just never want nobody to be like, your mama. They can say, I already know. There ain't nothing you could tell me because them people out there.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
There's been people at my mentor. Did you know? Yeah, they know. Everyone I'm around, I'm transparent with because they have platforms, and I want you to know this is
the life.
This is who I was. I'm not that, but I just want you to know. I'm solid on my end, but people are people. You gotta love them.
Absolutely.
And keep it moving.
Okay. One last question.
Yes.
How's your mental health?
It's good. It is good. I still actually do maintenance because the one thing that I can tell people that being incarcerated when COVID hit, I was cool. Not in a sense to where, how can you be in a house? I mean, because I've been institutionalized before. People just like, you all right? People, yeah, I'm fine. I'm reading a book and we're okay over here because I've been in a closed facility where you can't go nowhere. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Everybody couldn't because I had some friends that it was rough for them. You know what I mean? But I like being by myself. That's kind of like to me, a gift and a curse. I'm okay being alone. You know what I mean? Because I had to be.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't want to.
Right. Absolutely.
But yeah, meditation. I like the binaural beats to go to sleep to. That's my trick for my grandbabies. They be in a whole nother trance. And I wake up like, welcome back. They like, you sleep good? You know what I mean? So the binaural beats are good. If you ever do that, they have some for pain. You should Google and look those up. You'll sleep. Beats. Yeah, binaural beats. You'll yeah, they help. Even my mom at first, like, hocus pocus, but then she's like, oh yeah, she go to sleep to them at night too. So you can type in like whatever you want.
So type in like
pain relief, inflammation, whole body healing, and just let it play. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Check that out tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Check
Please
that out tonight.
Do. Yep.
Okay. Again, Kayla, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're gonna do a quick commercial real quick. Then I want you to close out with one. I want people to know where they can find you, of course.
Okay.
To get some of this good healing. And then leave us with a word of affirmation or a word, just something positive that they can kind of just take with them after listening to your episode, okay?
Okay.
So this episode is sponsored by the Embolden Institute. It's the only space that I know that sends out daily encouraging text messages every day of affirmation, love, hope, and all that other good jazz. If you are looking for some affirmation, or you need to affirm yourself, or you just need some words of hope throughout your day to kind of get your day started, text me 404-476-6780. That's 404-476-6780. You text me the word affirmation or affirmations. If you're just that person, go to add S everything, or text me the word heal to 404-476-6780. Or if you want to get on both lists, text me the word affirmation first. Text me the word heal right after that, and we'll get you on the list, and you get your daily message every day, 10 o'clock like clockwork. We got you live and in action, and you can respond to me. I respond back to you. We can talk, talk you through a situation, or if you just want to say, express a letter of gratitude, whatever it may be, text me. I'm here for you. We're in this thing together. We're going to walk this journey together. All right. Kayla. Thank you again. Take us away. How can we find you?
I am at ATL Bodyworks on all social sites. The address is 1075 Peachtree Street Northeast, Unit 3, Suite 118, Atlanta, 30309. Two things. Remember that distracted people distract people. So you want to definitely stay focused. Life is a test. Life is a trust. Life is a temporary assignment. We are always being tested. So know that we're being tested. Whatever you're going through, go through it. Just go ahead and go through it, deal with it. And when you get out on the other side, it's a beautiful thing, but you'll never know if you don't peek and see what's over there. So whatever it is, let's get it.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. All right, you guys, you heard it here first. There's another episode of Living Blessed, the podcast. We are out. Peace.
Peace.